Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We are officially in sweater weather. So, what that means is school's in full force. The kids have multiple activities that they are bouncing around to between their athletics, their school, birthday parties. It's nuts. But one thing that I like to do this time of year is prepare for dinners. I can make them in the morning, get everything ready to go, and then by the time we get home from whatever it is that we're doing, dinner is ready. And one of the ways that I do that is by utilizing our crock pot. So today I'm going to show you how to make crock pot chicken and dumplings. It's really easy. It gives you enough to have a little bit left over so you can enjoy it for lunch the next day. It actually tastes better the next day because the seasonings have a chance to set in. So without further ado, let's get started. To get started, the first step of this is going to be simply cooking the chicken in broth. And so I'm going to plug my crock pot in and I'm going to set it to high for 6 hours. And I'm going to get that programmed and ready to go. Now, everything at this stage is just dump and go, which makes it really easy. So to the crock pot, I'm going to go ahead and add 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken. Now, today I'm using chicken breast because I have a lot from our chickens that we raise that I need to use to make space for chickens that we'll raise in the spring. Normally in this recipe, I would use a more tender cut of meat like chicken thighs or chicken tenderloins. But again, I have breasts that I need to use, so that's what I'm going to be using today. You can use whichever cut of chicken you prefer, just about 1.5 pounds. Okay. To this, I'm going to add our mirepoix, which is our cup of onions, cup of carrots, and you'll notice some little icicles on my carrots because I just pulled them out of the freezer. I'm using those as well, and then a cup of celery. If you don't have exactly a cup, if you have a little more, a little less, it's not going to hurt anything in this scenario. And then I'm going to go ahead and add 5 cups worth of chicken broth. Now, we make our own chicken broth, so I have them in my little freezer containers. My containers are set at 2 cups a piece. I have 2 containers here, but our chicken broth is really thick and really luxurious, so I'm going to add 1 cup of warm water to this just to help get it started and to make a total of 5 cups worth of liquid. Now, if you don't have homemade chicken stock, that's okay. You can use chicken broth out of a can. You could even use the water and chicken bouillon cube mixture. That works as well. And then I'm going to add a bay leaf into this. And then all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cover this and let it go. So I can go off, work a full day, come back, and then this will be ready for the next step. Okay, so once your 6 hours has passed, you're going to want to go ahead and grab your 4 tablespoons of cornstarch and add that to 1 3/4 cup of milk. Now, in this recipe, you can use any kind of milk as long as it has a percentage of fat in it. So if you have 1%, that's fine. If you have whole milk, that's fine, or 2%. And you're just going to whisk that cornstarch in right into your milk mixture. And then as soon as that's all blended and it feels like all the clumps have been removed, you can go ahead and open up your crock pot and you're going to remove out the chicken that you had cooking in it. And at this point, when you remove out the chicken that you've had cooking to it, you're going to place it onto a cutting board. And you can either dice it or shred it, whatever is easiest for you. Today, I'm going to go ahead and do diced sections. Okay. Once you've removed out that chicken, go ahead and close it back up until you're ready for the next step. I'm just going to go ahead and dice this up real quick. Okay, so now that my chicken is all diced up, I'm gonna go ahead and reopen the lid to my crock pot. And to the crock pot, I'm gonna go ahead and add in the milk and cornstarch mixture. And I'm going to give that a good whisk just to ensure everything is really well incorporated. Make sure I get it all out of the measuring cup. And then next I'm going to add the diced chicken back in. And give that a good stir. This is going to go back in for at least an hour. And while that's getting all set, we can now go ahead and start working on the dumplings. So for the dumplings, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of flour to a medium bowl. Along with 1 teaspoon of Lowry's seasoning salt, a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, I'm going to give that a quick stir to make sure it's all incorporated and blended together. And then I'm going to add to this 3/4 of a cup of milk and the melted tablespoon of butter. We're just going to stir this up till it comes together and makes a dough. And if it's too dry at all, you can add another 1 to 2 tablespoons of water, but I think today we're going to be just fine. So I've got a dough here. It's ready to go. Now, as your crock pot cooks for its final hour, you're going to go ahead and take a measuring spoon and you're going to coat it with some cooking spray. And this is going to be a 1 teaspoon measuring spoon that you're going to coat. And you'll use that measuring spoon to scoop out the dumpling mixture. And then you're going to take that and drop that one by one into the chicken and broth and vegetable mixture. And you might need to repeat coating your spoon as you make your scoops until all of the dumpling mixture has been scooped in. Now you could scoop all your dumplings at one time and then add them to your mixture. But if you do, you want to be careful that you don't add them next to each other so that they actually end up clumping together and making one large dough clump. So I'll keep working through the mixture. And then once these are all dropped in, this will finish its 1 hour of cook time and then be ready to serve. Okay, back on the lid goes to finish its cook time. After about an hour in the crock pot, you'll notice that most of your dumplings have risen to the top. And this is when you know that your chicken and dumplings is ready to go ahead and taste and serve and eat. So at this point, you can go ahead and give it a taste. If it needs any salt or pepper, or you could add some optional ground thyme to this to give it a little extra special flavor, you could go ahead and add that now and stir it in. I'm just going to go ahead and scoop this up and serve it right into a bowl. All right, let's go ahead and give this a little taste. Some of the dumpling, some carrot. Now it's going to be incredibly hot if you got it coming straight out of the crock pot, so make sure you let it cool a little bit so you don't burn the roof of your mouth. My whole house smells amazing. And this tastes as amazing as my house smells. Go in for a second bite here. Hope you've enjoyed learning how to make this recipe. Hit the like button, share with your friends, and enjoy. Till next time.